Let's have a demo now. We'll create a CMK. The name of the CMK would be AWS Foundation KMS key. We'll give an IAM user permission to use this key for encryption and decryption. We'll use this key to encrypt EBS volume. I'll not show you S3 bucket. You can do it for your assignment. I'll also show you how to rotate this CMK with another one. And then finally, we'll disable the CMK and delete it. KMS does not have a different console. KMS keys are managed from IAM console itself. So this is our IAM dashboard or the landing page. Here at the bottom we have encryption keys. So we'll use this option to create our KMS keys and manage our KMS keys. Click on encryption keys. Now if you see here, I already have a key created for myself which is disabled. Now we have other keys also, AWS/EBS, AWS/RDS, AWS/Elastic File System. So you can encrypt an RDS storage media using default KMS key. We can encrypt EFS file systems also using default KMS key provided by AWS. Same is the case with EBS. Let me show you how the default key policies work. I'm in the EC2 console and in the volume tabs, I'll create a volume. At the bottom you see encryption option. If you tick this, you'll be allowed to encrypt this volume. Now if you see here, you have an option of master key. This is nothing but the CMK. You can use a default master key or we can use CMK created by us. So the default one is per service, as I said. These are the default CMKs which you have used so far. I'll go ahead and create a CMK now. This is the name of the CMK or the alias name. And we have something called key material origin. You can choose either KMS or external. If you choose external, you have to import a symmetric 256-bit key from our key management infrastructure. So typically you'll be using KMS. If you have a KMI of your own, you can go ahead and choose external and import the key by yourself. But for this demo, we'll choose KMS as the key material origin. Next step, add a tag. And then we have key administrators. Whoever you make key administrators, only that user would be able to delete and manage this key. We have this AWS Foundation admin, which is the administrator user. I'll make this administrator user to administer the KMS or the CMK. And the next step, it is asking you to provide key usage permissions. That means you can set the users or roles who can use this key to encrypt or decrypt data. I'll select any other user as of now because we will not use any application to encrypt or decrypt. We'll use this admin user as of now. Click on next step. So this is the key policy which is attached to this. The key policy has been created based on the key administrative permissions and key usage permissions. So if you go through it, once you create your KMS, you'll see this is a combination of these two permissions which you have mentioned from the console. Click on finish and the key has been created and it is enabled now. These are the different options you can do with the key. You can enable, disable, you can schedule a key deletion, you can add or edit tags. I have another CMK which is AWS Foundation KMS. I'll schedule a deletion for this key. Why you have this scheduled key deletion? Why you are mentioning waiting period in days? Why there is no option of deleting the key directly? Suppose this is the key which is being used to store multiple storage devices, EBS volumes, RDS instances, or EFS file systems. Suppose this AWS Foundation keys has only been used to encrypt maybe 200 EBS volumes. Once you delete this KMS, you won't be able to decrypt data from those 200 EBS volumes, which is a very dangerous thing because if you lose your KMS key, you can't retrieve data. If it's production, then that's a huge problem. You cannot retrieve your production data. So that's why the waiting period is mentioned so that you can take a look. It has been scheduled for deletion after 7 days. You can verify whether the keys are still needed to decrypt data, and you can set up an Amazon CloudWatch alarm if anyone attempts to use this key to decrypt data from any of the storage devices or RDS instances or EFS file systems. If you get an alarm, then you can come here and remove this scheduled deletion. Click on schedule deletion. Now this key has been scheduled for deletion after 7 days. The status is pending deletion. You can create a CloudWatch alarm which will send you a notification the moment this key is getting used. We have CloudWatch metrics for that. Now once you get a notification, you can come here Go to key actions and then click on cancel key deletion. Okay, having said that, we'll use this key to encrypt one of our EBS volumes. I'm in the EBS console. I'll create an EBS volume of size 1 GB in US East 1A region, and then I'll encrypt this volume. I'll not use the default master key. I'll use the AWS Foundation KMS key. This is the KMS key ID and the key account is this one. This is the KMS key ARN. Let me go ahead and create volume. The volume has been created. Now when I attach this volume to an EC2 instance, all data which are stored in this volume will be encrypted. This is our S3 console. We'll use the KMS which we created just now to encrypt all objects inside of this bucket. Click on the bucket and then we have properties. In properties we have default encryption. The option to encrypt is default encryption. Click on default encryption and there are three options: none, AES 256 or AWS KMS. AES 256 is actually server-side encryption with AWS S3 managed keys or SSE S3. AWS KMS is actually the KMS key which we provide. I'll not change the KMS key here. To encrypt with the KMS which we just created, we'll have to mention a custom KMS ARN. This is our KMS ARN and we select AWS KMS and here we mention the KMS ARN. Click on save. Now all objects which are put inside of this bucket will be encrypted using a DEK, which is again encrypted using the CMK. Let's do it in another bucket. This is the other bucket. Go to properties, default encryption. This is disabled as of now. Select AWS KMS and then click on select a key. We can select the key here also, or we can mention a custom KMS ARN also. We can mention the AWS Foundation KMS key and then click on save. Now onwards, all S3 objects will be encrypted using the KMS which we just mentioned. To rotate a CMK in KMS, select the key and then scroll down. At the end you have key rotation. You can select rotate this key every year and click on save. This key will be rotated every year automatically.